You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky.
Hello, my name is Yentl and I'm from the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, I was a bachelor student in IT, business IT management, and I was a professional basketball player. And after I finished my graduation, I found a job here in China as a basketball coach. It was not my original plan. First I was going to be working in the IT, but I encountered a Facebook ad from China Plus, and they were looking for basketball coaches. And throughout my life, as I told you, I've been a professional player. Basketball has always been my love, and I really like IT. I like to work in it, the field is nice, but I wanted to take this opportunity to pursue my love, so I chose to try it out as a basketball coach. Make it my profession. What I did in those weekends, see those kids grow and teach them, educate them. And well, first I couldn't find a basketball job, so I kept doing my bachelor, and I started to look for English jobs. I thought maybe I can come back to China as an English teacher. And when I finished my bachelor, I found an advertisement on Facebook looking for a basketball coach. So I jumped on the opportunity, and I came to I2. The Chinese lifestyle for me is very comfortable. What it has to do with is the average salary in China is around 4 to 6K, and as a foreign teacher you get a much higher pay, between 8 to 12K, depending where you work or where you start, and how much experience you have, of course. So the reason why you get more pay is because there's a lot of demand for foreign teachers, foreign specialists, and there is little supply. So this allows you to make 2, sometimes 3 times the amount of the local people. This gives you a lot of spending room to live a very comfortable life. All the food I eat is outdoors. I go to restaurants, I go out with friends, just have a good time and enjoy the food. Transport is very cheap. You pay 1 kwai in euros, that's like 20 cents, something like this, and you can travel with the bus for up to 2 hours. So it's really awesome. They also have Uber and the Chinese version of Uber, which is called Didi, and relatively cheap. They can transport you very fast. Another thing about my life in China is making friends. I came here alone. When I went to Xiamen my first time, I was with 4 other people. So you know, of course I bonded with them. Some of them I knew before from my classes, but here I came all alone, so I was a bit afraid at first for like, how am I going to make friends? I don't know anybody. Where will I be? How will things go? But I was my colleagues, they really, you know, we built a bond very quickly, and we hang out a lot. So that was one of the first things I was really happy with. The second thing is, of course, I have basketball, I love, but undoubtedly you have your own interest. And I live in Chengdu, a city of 10 million people. If you pursue your own interest somewhere in China, you will find people with a similar interest, and you can bond over it. So I made a lot of friends on the basketball field, playing against them, playing with them, and it just built my social network really fast. But I can understand that sometimes meeting the locals is kind of scary. Some of them don't speak Chinese or stuff like this. So in China, or at least in Chengdu where I live, we also have foreign neighborhoods where there are like big like buildings where most of the foreigners live. There are small bars in the area where all the foreigners go. So yeah, usually when you go to those bars, it's 80-90% of them are foreigners. So it allows you to quickly make friends and get to know people who are in a similar situation or in the same situation as you. So that works out pretty nice. Yeah, what else? Living. I feel I have a very nice apartment. I pay 2,200. This is in the mid-range, a bit above. Usually you pay around 1,800 for a good apartment. I have 1 bedroom, but I have a very big living room. I have my own kitchen, my own bathroom, and my balcony. So now I'm going to introduce you to my personal life, what I do on a daily basis. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I shop. And as I told you, I'm from the Netherlands. We are the tallest people in the world, and I happen to be just a bit taller than the average height in our country. I'm 2 meters and 3 centimeters, and that brings me some problems because the Chinese people are small, so it's very hard for me to find clothes. Another big problem for me is shoes. I have size 51 or 15 US, and yeah, I'm going to show you how I shop. So for shopping in China, what I do is I make use of the 2 biggest sites. The first one is Taobao, the one I am on right now. The other one is called Jingdong or JD. I personally like Taobao more for basically everything that's not technology. So if I would buy a fridge, a stereo set, stuff like this, I would go on Jingdong. For the rest, I like to use Taobao. But I always check both for whatever I buy. But for example, now I want to show how I search for shoes. So I said before, I have 51 or 15 US, which is relatively large, and it's hard to find them. So I know very little Chinese. So what I do is I translate from English to Chinese, and I just use Google Translate. So I will type in here, big shoes, enter, copy this, and I'll just put this in here, and I'll put my shoe size behind it. Maybe it will help me, hopefully. Now what I do is if I find a nice search, for example on the shoe size 51, I will bookmark it. I will save it so I can get back to it later. For example, this looks quite nice. I find the shoes right here. Let's see if they actually have my size or not. Yes, 38 all the way up to 51, 52. And yeah, this is how I browse the web searching for stuff in my size. The stuff online is usually cheaper than in the stores or in the mall, and the delivery is really fast. So it's much faster than what I'm used to in Europe, because China is so big. In the Netherlands we have fast delivery times, but if I get it from somewhere like Spain or Italy, it will take a long time. In China this is really well taken care of. So you can shop from the convenience of your own home and basically find anything you want at a very low price. One of the things I love doing in China is traveling. In 2012 I was lucky enough to have made a big round trip to China, and I want to share some photos with you so you can get an idea of this first picture is Nanjing. I'm on the city walls here, and it's just a beautiful sight. Second picture here is Beijing. It's a bit more to the north. This is the Great Wall of China, the famous one. Forbidden Palace, also in Beijing. This is in Xi'an. It's a bit more to the middle of China. It's to the west of Beijing. The Terracotta Army, famous one. Beautiful place to visit. If you have a chance, I recommend it. This is in my favorite place in China, Zhuhai. It's near Chengdu. It's a very big place. It's a valley preserved because of its beautiful nature. There are a few people that live inside that the government protects, but no new people are allowed to live inside. You can stay just outside the park. I stayed here for 3 days, and every day we visit and just walked for hours and hours. It's beautiful. This is a waterfall. They also have beautiful lakes and pools. It's amazing. It's just amazing. You have to go there. This is Lijiang. It's more to the west, southwest. It's a beautiful small place with a lot of bars. It's known as more of a party town, but still a very ancient characteristic. Very nice. Bit more to the to the east of Shilin. A wonderful place to visit as well. They also have beautiful rice terraces over there. If you have a chance, you should visit all of these places. Just if you come to China, travel. You won't regret it. There are many things I like about the Chinese food. One of the most important things, or the things I enjoy the most in China, is there is no job that's too small in China. The average income in China for a bachelor degree holder is between 4 to 6K, because the foreigners are in high demand here. Because you have specialistic skills like English and stuff like this. We can make a higher pay, between 8 and say 12K, somewhere around this for a starter is normal. So for me, I can go to restaurants like this every day if I like, and I like it a lot, because I don't have to cook myself. And maybe we'll see later, my kitchen, I rarely use it, I always go out to eat, so yeah, I like this very much. Then the food itself is very nice. Where I come from, usually we have very boring food. We boil the food. Usually we have a potato, a vegetable, both are boiled. Then we have meat, which is fried, and then we use the juice of the meat to sprinkle it over the potatoes and the vegetables. In China they use much more spices and oils and stuff like this. So there's a very big variation of food. You can order the same dish at every restaurant here, and in every restaurant the same dish will have a different taste, just because they use a little different spice or a little different oil. I find it very interesting. Yeah, I enjoy it. Now one dish I really like. I want to get this for sure. The rest, I'm not sure. big difference between eating in China and eating in the West, at least in the Netherlands where I'm from, is usually when we order, in my country, we get one dish and this dish is your own. What they like to do in China, they like to put the dishes on a round table, and this table itself can spin. So what will happen is, if I have guests sitting around the table, we can taste several dishes at the same time. So I'm not just having only my dish, I can taste different things. Personally, I love this because I like to taste small things and, you know, get all flavors in my mouth. So this is one of the things I like. So now we are in China Park, which is a park near my house. It's very beautiful, and there's always people around here doing stuff, especially at night. After work, there is always a group of old Chinese ladies. They call them aunties, Chinese aunties, and they do their dance. They have loud music, stuff like this. As you can see behind me, it started raining really hard. It's one of the bad things in China. The weather can change from being sunny and bright to weather like this. So now we are hiding with some of the other people in the park in the, oh, what is it? Bike station. So I thought it was a nice time to tell you about good things and the bad things about China. I think generally, if you are an open-minded person and you are open to new experience and don't take things too personal, you'll do very well here. But some things are different. For example, one of the biggest annoyances of people is when you're in public or when you're in a restaurant, a lot of people go like this, clean their throat. It's a normal gesture in China, people don't take offense, but if you would do it in, like in the Netherlands, people would go like, oh, you're disgusting, well, that's weird. That's one of the things that can annoy you very quickly. But for the rest, the people are very friendly, they mean really well. There are some cultural things that you have to understand, and when you get here you'll learn them. Things like, they don't drink from a bottle when they drink a beer, but they make glasses and they toast with each other. And there are small games involved in the toast. For example, if we both have a glass, hold this. We both have a glass, right? I want to show my respect to you. I will put my glass lower and hit you, and he will try to show respect to me, like, yeah? So we go lower, 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 and small games like this. The same with paying the bill. In my country, the Netherlands, it's the saying, you go Dutch, we always split the bill evenly. In China, it's an honor to pay the bill for a guest and stuff like this. So you will see people fighting over a bill. In general, when somebody invites you to dinner, it means they pay. So if you invite somebody to dinner, they will assume you pay. So now it's almost the end of the day, it's getting a little bit dark, and it's time to play some basketball. We have a small tournament with the company team. They don't have clubs here, they have like companies setting up tournaments, and this is one of them. So we're gonna play, have some fun. Hey guys, here I am again. Chengdu weather struck again. Mother Nature's undefeated. The basketball game is cancelled. So I'm sorry, but not too much fun this evening, and see you guys next time.